There's one thing that is in common to many successful leaders. Many successful leaders, whether it is Abdul Kalamji, Bill Gates, Mahatma Gandhiji. So many successful leaders, there's one thing that is in common. And that is that they always dreamt. They knew where they wanted to go, they dreamt about it. Whatever they wanted, they always dreamt about it. And meditation is exactly doing that to each of us, that we elevate ourselves to become the dreamers and then to completely remove the limitation that we think we are is a limited being to a totally unlimited being.
We all know very well, the only thing with which we live from beginning to the end is our breath and conscience. To put it very simply, Anapanasati meditation says, be aware of your breath. Some people lives will transform, some people get over physical illness, mental illness, relationships. Quality of life improves. Everybody says, well, I am better than what I was before meditation.
It has really immensely benefited in all the spheres of personal life, like having a very controlled anger, fear. There is no unnecessary thoughts. Similarly, in having a very good sleep and getting energy throughout the day, we would be able to get elevated energy and elevated performance in our professional life.
This meditation has helped me a lot in many ways to live my life peaceful and happy. I enjoy every day of my life, and it's a pleasure to join the meditation with you in the morning. I have become vegetarian. Thank you for leading me to this life.
Meditation is providing us that holistic understanding about ourselves. Meditation is a process to unleash that unlimited power of our mind and then access that intelligent power of this, our greater mind, or this universe, or the consciousness that exists.
It is a great experience. I have not been meditating, as I said earlier, for a long time out. The most I did was about 10 minutes. That's the maximum I've done. But now, I'm able to sit the entire period and it's really gives me more peace and confidence. And your explanation it makes all the difference. I'm able to understand the science behind meditation.
I have been meditating for some time now, but what exact techniques to use for meditation was something that was missing, I thought, in my life. So Anapanasati is something that has gone very deep into me. So using this technique actually brings our attention and the focus back to the meditation.
First time I did meditation, and I did a meditation for 40 minutes. And I felt a strong force of energy current flowing in my chest. I after 40 minutes, when I opened my eyes, I felt such a strong relief. So I was reading these books, and that made me realize how much power I have within me, and I in my subconscious mind, and we can heal ourselves. And then I was experimenting with that in a month's time, and then my TV healed.
I was not able to control my anger and stress, all those things. I was expecting the world around me to change. So after starting meditation, initially I was unable to sit for even 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So after sitting in practicing for a month or two, I started realizing the world within me started to change. I was able to deal things in a more positive manner. I was leading to the greater mind. Things were falling in place basically. I didn't know that was because of meditation.
Buddha's yoga meditation now is completely different. My mood during the day is wonderful, and I feel I have a lot of energy during the day, which I used to be pretty exhausted before. So it's complete 360-degree turnaround for me. I can't thank you, all of you, enough for this. Thank you so much.
Meditation, as you can tell, is a very easy process. When we are meditating in a group, in a large group, that energy is not local, non-linear. So we are experiencing energy, and we are all connecting in a larger energy circuit. As we go along, we understand this.
If you want transformation, then you need to do meditation. Transformation is directly related to meditation. The more you do meditation, the more you are transformed automatically. When you are doing meditation, energy naturally flows out from within you to the without. It keeps on happening. And because of the energy output, transformation happens automatically, naturally, by itself.
Happy morning, everybody. Great afternoon, wonderful evening. We're very happy that Patriji will be joining today, founder of Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. Our next 3 days are to learn from each of us more, learn from you particularly of your experiences. All illnesses are psychosomatic. We understood this during this program. All illnesses are psychosomatic, illnesses in the body and mind. So when our psyche is changing, which is predominantly our mind, and of course the cells, the way the cells feel, because they have a memory. So when the mind changes, the cells change. So the psyche is the composition of a body, a mind, intellect, and the greater our individual consciousness. As the psyche is changing, the way it thinks and feels, and hence the way it's programmed the cells, as the psyche is changing, our body health is of course changing. Now, psyche, for example, is what views we have, what feelings we have. Are we true to the feelings the more we go along? Are we true to the feelings? Am I suppressing my feelings? Is everything. It's not only understanding, but it is also recognizing and believing to the feelings. Our psyche is constantly changing based on our higher knowledge that we keep learning from others. We keep implementing, experiencing it. When an opportunity comes, we experiment it and experience, use that knowledge to experience it. That's where the meditation is helping. But the key to illnesses is to change the psyche. So one of the things that happens is that we do a 40-day program, 60-day program, or 1 month, 2 months, and afterwards we say, I know it. And then we stop learning. And then when we're not necessarily going about learning more or having that opportunity to implement more, are not implementing true to our feelings. When we feel like earlier we may be keeping quiet, but now if we feel like expressing, we must, otherwise we're suppressing the feeling. That's what I'm trying to say. So when we do not implement, and what do we gain the strength? When we are constantly in the company, constantly talking about experiences. And when we stop growing, when we stop enhancing our psyche, now the body may slowly retreat back again. We go through this program, so we are, let's say, come to a 10th standard of meditation, understanding. Now we need to make ourselves constantly upgrade to 11th and 12th. And what happens if we study 10th standard and remain in 10th standard for a long time? We meditate, but we are not enhancing our knowledge. We're not expanding our consciousness. Then we continue to remain in 10th standard. Now, after a few days, you're increasing your energy, but the psyche is not expanding. We also, if you only do meditation and we're not really expanding ourselves, so we continue to remain in the 10th standard. So after a while, it gets boring. After a while, we don't even recognize it. Then the psyche again starts, it's stagnant at that point. And so the illnesses can retreat. That's why I always say meditation, when we come in to sincerely to practice and experience, consciousness, which is our awareness, is always paying attention, is always looking to help. And so pretty quickly, we all move from a survival mode to creative mode. That means that if you're challenged with any health, if you're challenged with some financial, if you're challenged with some relationship, now they immediately get a relief. If you're all the time you're only worried about survival, then we can't really focus on progress. So we get a relief because we're changing substantially pretty quickly. But afterwards, we need to put our effort to continue to stay on course. Otherwise, these things retreat back. I'm doing my meditation, but then I seem to have the health issue again. The question to ask is, are you true to your feelings? Are you living true to your feelings? Are you helping to graduate from 10th to 11th and 11th to 12th regularly? Because the illness is based on the psyche. It needs to upgrade, otherwise it also gets bored. It gets bored regularly. Now, if you don't upgrade on one side, second, and then when we are out of the circuit, then naturally we are more and more getting conditioned through the environment back again. The environment that is surrounding us, at least we have to change the environment surrounding us from the same set of people who perhaps not meditating to at least add some people through whom you regularly converse, who are giving a different kind of knowledge. Otherwise, then they would continue to express their own way. They continue to put the pressure their own way. They continue to expect their own way. And then we also continue to go back to our old self to manage people, manage expectations, and then not live true to our feelings. We learn, we apply momentarily for a few days, and afterwards, then we slowly fall back to our old self. Meditation may be doing, but then unless we are true to our feelings to implement the knowledge that we learned, unless we upgrade, the psyche is not necessarily happy to be in 10th grade for a long time. We're not happy to study 10th grade a second time or a third time. So one of the ways to strengthen the practice, dear friends, is to apply the formula. Meditation, read and listen to the experiences constantly. So that means surrender yourself with books and the set of people who are constantly in this path. If your current friend circle is not at all involved into meditation, change the circle. You may have to continue to interact with them at businesses or this, but then you must add new people who are into this so that you constantly can give them a phone call. They call you. They talk about a family incident and say, hey, you know what? 1 year ago, I was like this, but today I was able to muster courage and said, this is important to me. So I was able to do it. So that gives an inspiration in case you're falling back to your old self to just be quiet. I'm not saying you go and rebel. I'm saying be true to your feelings. So surrender yourself for learning with the people who are in that path. And then, of course, the books. And third one is what we know and what we experience and happy about is what we share. That is our dharma. That is our dharma. What we are happy about, what we know is true. The right and wrong are relative to what we know or not know. So once we know that this is a great thing for everybody, so we constantly empower. So talk about it. Service, your own service. Never stop talking about this. Talk, introduce to your friend, make your family members sit down, and then it's our responsibility to constantly ask them, meditate. 1 week later, meditate. This is my experience. 1 week later, meditate is my experience. Don't give up. Particularly people around us, we don't give up because they may be with a lot of intimacy, close relationship. They may say, stop. They may tell you very strongly. They may make your mouth shut because that's what is done at home if you're very close to each other. But still our response doesn't stop. Our service responsibility, our dharma comes there. If we can do these three constantly, Great health is our psyche is happy, is constantly upgrading. And because we are constantly with learning, so we will remain true to feeling, because there is something is keep coming and then telling us an example. That inspiration is there to remain true to the feeling, implement, break the old habits, go to the new one. When we understand something is not efficient, something has no meaning, then we move to the next higher level, right? Because now, as a meditator, now we utilize every moment of our time. We are nothing short of living as consciousness. So in the consciousness, will it do wasteful things? If consciousness or this greater intelligence never does wasteful things, then we are like that. We avoid the wasteful talk. We become totally mindful. We got to change many beliefs that we carry, and then we continue to do things that may not have any relevance at all to us or to psyche, but we continue to do it for the sake of others, because otherwise fears are there, and so we don't break. We got to absolutely take on that path to start changing. Break. If we are doing anything out of fear, got to question ourselves. That festival day comes, and then so every year I'm doing this as a ritual. Now, why are we doing that as a ritual? We spend 4 hours shopping and another 4 hours doing this. Is there a value to it? Are you doing out of energy? Are you doing out of great interest and passion? Or are we doing because we got to do it? We got to do it is because somewhere there is a fear. Somebody is going to punish us. We are the ones who are punishing ourselves, nobody else. If you are very happy and you go into a trance because you are like going to surrender yourself to a specific process, or it's like a celebration, you're enjoying, do it, but don't do it as a ritual. Don't do it out of fear that if I don't do, then something may happen to me. This is what I mean by true to the feelings, and then being able to discard things that are unnecessary and then go towards things that are more help us expand. But we must make those changes into our daily habits and patterns. And how do we do it? Listening to our heart. Our feelings will tell. Is it necessary? We may not have interest, but we don't drag into it when we don't have interest into things that we were otherwise doing in the past. So psychosomatic, all illness is psychosomatic. The illnesses, there won't be any illness when we are constantly upgrading our psyche, because this is, see, we are transforming ourselves. We are experiencing a level of new happiness, but that is based on the psyche. This is not based on certain physical item. It's not a material thing. It's not based on money or a tablet or